You are listening to the Bellowing Mastermind podcast. Strap in for talk about sports, technology, media, and general bullshit with Tudor and Drew.
What's up? This is the Nameless podcast.
Nameless so far.
So far, hanging out with Drew and Tudor here as we're going through the ramblings of the two of us. That's not a bad name choice, actually. Rambling professionals.
The Rambling Professionals. The Rambling Mastermind.
That's not too bad. What were you telling me before of the story about Childish Gambino?
Well, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover from the hit TV show Community, came up with his rapping name, Childish Gambino, by going to, as a teenager, going to the one of the Wu-Tang Clan name generators on the internet. And he just typed in his name, Donald Glover, and it gave him Childish Gambino. And since then, that has been his AKA.
Is that official? I'm sure that's not like an official Wu-Tang. It's not a Wu-Tang sponsored site, I can imagine.
I don't know, but there is one that you can find if you Google.
All right, you know what? This is it. Right now we're just gonna witness the live birth of.
Oh, we're using this to come up with the name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's go time. No.
All right.
Here we go. So Wu-Tang, whoever did this website. This is from the MSN nickname generator. Yeah.
Is it now?
It doesn't even exist anymore. Mess.be or whatever.
Oh.
Remember that?
Is it on GeoCities? Is it an Angel Fire
It's an Angel Fire, yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Enter the Wu-Tang. Are we just going to go Tudor Drew here and see what happens?
Yeah, let's try it out.
Tudor Drew. Master Hunter.
Master Hunter. The Master Hunter podcast.
Well, I mean, it sounds badass.
Are we hunting things?
I kind of get it kind of paints a picture to me of like some guy playing Skyrim and he's like trying to get the Master Hunter sword. I only talk trash because I've never played Skyrim.
It's good, but I just see us in the wilderness outside Sarah Palin's house. The Master Hunter.
She can see Russia from there.
As can we.
Yeah, I think that might articulate the wrong premise.
Yeah, probably.
Let's get people that are expecting. What are those guys? The duck guys? The rich duck guys?
The rich duck guys?
Billionaires? Duck calls? Duck hunter? Duck commander?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. It's such a good show. They're all like Hicks and
they go duck hunting?
No, they make duck calls. They're like the premier duck call makers of the world.
Sorry. I don't know.
Duck Dynasty.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it, but I don't know. I was going to say DuckTales, which is clearly not that.
Not even close. Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Okay, so Master Hunter is out. Let's flip that.
Yeah, let's try. What was that? That was
Tudor Drew. So let's do Drew Tudor. Vulgar Mastermind.
Vulgar Mastermind. I like that a lot.
I don't know. Vulgar? Are we that vulgar?
I think we can be with the right amount of persuasion.
Yeah, it probably doesn't take that much persuasion. Anyways,
maybe let's try Andrew instead of.
Oh, there we go. Let's go for the full thing. Ready for this one?
What is it?
The Shrieking Professional.
The Shrieking Professional. Interesting. Welcome to the Shrieking Professional. I don't know. I don't know if we shriek that much either.
I think shriek has a lot of negative connotations. Shriek. It's also shriek.
Yeah.
It's like moist. You know, one of those words you don't want to ever hear. Moist. Shriek. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess not. No, I don't. Shriek.
Here's a thought. Shriek. Let's throw that into a quick thesaurus. Here we go. Shriek.
All right.
Bark.
The barking mastermind. I like mastermind. I like mastermind a lot. Not from any narcissistic point of view, but I just think it has a cool ring to it.
Mastermind.
Also, because I feel that through this podcast, we're going to impart a lot of really, really heavy knowledge on people.
Nothing but the deepest of
that's how we roll, I think.
Yeah.
So mastermind has to stay. I really firmly
okay,
that.
So let's go down the list. Roaring, clamoring, cheer, screech.
Dustin Diamond Mastermind?
Sounds like a wrestler.
Dustin Diamond is Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, whoosh, right over my head. Okay. Is he still around? Didn't he get caught doing a porno?
He was a porn actor. He was a little hard up for cash.
Oh, did you do that on purpose?
What?
A little hard up?
Oh no! Maybe we are the vulgar mastermind.
Oh man, no way.
No Screech. People hate that show.
Which
I think this is probably a conversation for another time, but people hate Saved by the Bell.
Who?
And I don't understand.
Did they grow up in the 90s like we did?
Yeah, growing up in the 90s, I don't know how... Well, everyone watched it, but I've definitely had some conversations with people that are not happy with Saved by the Bell. They think it doesn't hold up at all, and I completely disagree. I've seen it recently, and
You've seen it recently? I'm thinking that's one of the things I would never revisit. Just like let it live in infamy in my memory as something.
I don't know. I just don't... I didn't mind it so much. I think it holds up as well as anything else from that era. I mean, there are some things that are better. Like there's genius shows like Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Fresh Prince holds up now just as well as it did then. But I think of aged shows from that time, I don't see Saved by the Bell any worse than Full House.
Well, I mean, I get my daily dose of nostalgic shows because my roommate, if he's ever, I can tell how badly he's trying to recover from the night before based on how nostalgic he's getting with his TV shows the next day. So if he's crashed out on the couch not feeling so hot, and we should probably get him on chatting on here sometime soon. But if he's having a rough day from a wild evening, if he's got Cheers on, it's real bad.
Wow.
Yeah, Fresh Prince means he's recovering.
Yeah, he's doing all right with Fresh Prince.
Yeah, he's getting there. Frasier means he can at least think about some things.
Well, high class things.
Yeah,
right?
high class things. But one day I'm expecting to see like Berenstain Bears or like what were we watching? Oh, X-Men, the original X-Men cartoon. Oh, wow. Yeah, with all the throwbacks.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, definitely. I think we'll definitely need to visit old cartoons and things we grew up watching, because I know that's a long conversation of great shows from the 90s.
I would actually like to do... It'd be interesting to actually watch them with critical detail and just kind of be like, hey, remember how awesome this was? This is not so awesome.
I've done that before. Well, I've done that trying to revisit that X-Men cartoon.
Oh, really?
And was severely disappointed. But I'm not above doing some play-by-play commentary of live commentary of one of these shows if we want to do.
Well, like one thing I never noticed is Jeffrey, the butler from Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
He is so cynical and hates them all so much.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was just like a hilarious British guy.
Yeah.
He's not.
No, he's
just
not loving his life.
He does not enjoy that household whatsoever.
Not at all. But yeah, let's get back to this name.
All right, that was quite a tangent.
We do. I foresee it to be the first of many tangents.
Many tangents, good.
But yeah, we do need a name. I like the Mastermind. I'm not feeling the Shrieking so much.
Okay.
Or the Screech.
Oh, here we go. This is it.
What is it?
You're gonna say yes. Bellowing. The Bellowing Mastermind.
The Bellowing Mastermind.
Think about it. It paints this picture of this like genius scientist in his basement cooking up some crazy stuff, probably having a nip of the old moonshine. La la la, pontificating. Much like one would.
Of course. Yeah, that sounds good to me. The Bellowing Mastermind.
Well, here it is. You're just witnessing the birth of the Bellowing Mastermind. Episode 1.
Bellowing Mastermind.
Bellowing Mastermind.
All right, well, let's jump right in.
That's settled.
The Bellowing Mastermind. Are we going to talk about our little trip this weekend?
Oh, yes.
Is that what we're starting with, or are we starting with the news?
Let's go breaking news. This is kind of a big thing.
This is breaking news. We just literally got the tweet about this.
Received the tweet.
We received the tweet as we were setting up for this podcast.
Interjection. I should probably get Bellowing Mastermind Twitter handle right now.
Absolutely. Because we'll need some feedback.
Begin with the story.
Well, it seems, and I'm going to take this down a notch here because I am a little saddened by this. A great... I don't even know. I don't know where to begin with this because it seems that Paul Walker passed away today in a car crash. And just looking it up here, it looks like he was in his friend's Porsche, and they were attending a charity event in California, and his car the car that he was in, he was a passenger, collided with a tree and burst into flames. And both he and the driver passed away. And it hits a little bit close to home for me because in my circle of friends, the Fast and Furious, the original Fast and the Furious is one of the classic movies. In that, not that it's a cinematic masterpiece, but every line from that movie, I would say we've tossed back and forth to each other. It's hilarious, but it stands up in a special place in my heart. And beyond that, I mean, just one of the most successful movie franchises of all time. I think six strong. They were filming the 7th one just now. So really
was this wasn't during the filming, was it? Is this mid?
No. It's not mid filming. He was. It says that he was on the way to or he was with a friend. They were on the way to a charity event. So it wasn't during filming. Like, it didn't happen while they were filming it.
Because that would be like morbidly ironic.
Well, and that's, unfortunately, that's what I see a lot of the comments people are posting is that, it's just so ironic, and he was, promoting irresponsible behavior anyway with the movies and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? He's an entertainer. I mean, he's the same way as someone who portrays someone in a war who kills people. Like, it's for fun. He wasn't. In fact, he was part of a number of initiatives that, promoted people to drive safe and stuff. So I think that stuff is kind of uncalled for.
Well, I mean, that being said, I'm sure he did that as a positive social move after creating these movies that's based around driving really recklessly in the public locations, right? I think you kind of are responsible for making of social contribution.
At that point, we don't know. Like, we don't know if he did the movies and saw the outcome and said, hey, we have to do this, or if it was forced on him. But from what I've heard, he was a super, super nice guy. And it's too bad, because I think the movies will miss him, but I also read here that he was his teenage daughter had just recently moved in with him, and he was really excited to kind of take up I guess he's split up from his wife, and he was really excited to kind of take on the challenge of living with his daughter and raising his daughter and stuff. And he said just days ago that he wishes that she would express that he's away from home too often or whatever, because he wants to spend time with her, but she's taking it all very well because he's out filming. But just in a few years she was going to move out, and he wants to spend time with her and be there for her. So it's really sad, because apparently one of his last tweets was let me see if I can find it here. I'm not sure if I have it. One of his last tweets from this weekend after Thanksgiving, he said happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and then one of his last tweets was, when you live fast, there's no definite set of rules. So that's kind of,
wow, that's some eerie foreshadowing
stuff. That's kind of
stuff.
like eerie stuff, right? So that's kind of the big news today, I guess. Well, anyway, enough of that. We do have some lighter topics of conversation.
Oh, yes.
We had a very interesting trip, myself, Drew, and one of our friends, Frigger. We went to let's just set that up. We're obviously located in Toronto, so we're big Toronto Maple Leafs fans, but hockey fans in general, but we're big Leafs fans.
Yes, go ahead, bring in the chirps. Boo, boo, yes.
Yes, and a very disappointing loss tonight to the Montreal Canadiens. But
if you left at a disappointing loss, this could have been listened to at any time and just been accurate and spot right on.
No, if I left at the Montreal Canadiens and just left in, it's disappointing loss tonight.
Yeah.
That's the Leafs.
Yeah.
To infinite. But so big Leafs fans, we got tickets to go to see the game in Buffalo. This is mine and Drew's second game in Buffalo this year, both losses.
I'm bad luck, actually. I am batting 100% losses at all of my attending games this year.
Are you really? That's
I've been to 4, 2 away and 2 home losses. Yeah,
I've been to quite a few wins.
Oh,
I gotta stop bringing you.
I'm just not allowed to go.
You're responsible. How many losses do we have? We have like 8 losses. You're responsible for half of our losses.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
At first I thought it was the jersey I was wearing the Loophole jersey. Like, change it up, throw on the old good luck Mets. No, it's just me.
It's just you.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was bad that the Leafs are responsible for 2 of Buffalo's 6 wins, I think, this year.
And both of those wins were the only times the Sabres have outshot any team all year long.
Yep. That's terrible.
But that's a theme.
But it's far worse that you're responsible personally for half of our losses.
I don't think I'm going to take full credibility because I certainly didn't have skates on.
Well, you might as well have.
Well, I don't know. I might not have played as badly as Ranger.
That's true. That's definitely a debate for another time.
Yes.
But we, so we went to Buffalo for the game, the 3 of us. And we had a great time. We had some dinner first, and we parked at the game. Start heading to the game. I think I have to describe. I guess I had bought the tickets online, or not online. I know a guy in Buffalo who has season tickets, and I've been buying his tickets for a while because they're pretty good seats, and he prices them pretty well. And I kept them in the car while we went around shopping and whatnot. And Frigger, on the other hand, our friend, is very fastidious when it comes to anything, information, tickets, passports. He likes to handle everything. We like to let him handle everything. It makes him happy, and it goes
easier
pretty
for us,
smoothly.
right?
Yeah, it's easier for everyone involved. It goes pretty smoothly. So we get out of the car, and we... I don't know what Frigger's doing, but he's not. He doesn't have the tickets. I guess the car's about to be closed up, and I remembered, like, oh wait, we need the tickets. And I said, and one of us says, Drew, can you get the tickets from the dashboard, from the glove compartment? No problem. Drew goes to get the tickets.
I got this, guys. No worries. I got this.
Puts them in his pocket.
I put them in my back pocket, and it's kind of my thing. I always keep my tickets in the back pocket because nothing ever falls out, ever, no matter what. It's like that's the safest place to keep tickets and or wallets, etc.
It's your vault.
Yeah, it's solid because I would notice it if it fell out or like whatever. It's no problem.
Right.
Done it 100 times. Like we also are. We've got season tickets for TFC, and every time we go down to the
Toronto FC, the soccer.
Yeah,
the football
exactly.
Club.
The
football.
football club. Yeah.
Soccer for the uninitiated. The
Yeah, so I mean every time.
No, I don't mean the football club as in TFC stands for that. TFC
yes,
stands for
that's a pet
FC.
peeve of mine.
But yes, the football.
Right. So anytime we head down to BMO Field, it's always back pocket every time.
Pocket. So that's your go-to pocket
3 seasons straight. Never lost a ticket.
Important documents. The back pocket is your.
Even
go-to.
my passport, always keep it in the back pocket. Well, maybe now that I broadcast that to the world, but maybe not. But,
so clearly, the back pocket was the choice pocket for these important documents. That
after driving for a couple hours, spending some time at the border, getting across it. Keep in mind that this was Black Friday that we went.
Yeah,
we decided to cross the border on Black Friday.
And I have to say, I experienced some naysayers when I was deciding to go. When I made the decision to go, I immediately heard from people, "You'll be at the border for hours, 3 hours."
Well, even you were worried about even going.
And I was worried. I heard so much negativity that I didn't want to go anymore. I actually tried to sell the tickets the week before. But nobody was interested in going. I guess everybody it's kind of a plan. It's not really a spur of the moment.
Yeah. I mean, for a Toronto fan, anyway.
Yeah, because it's an hour and a half drive from Toronto. And, But anyway, so we're heading to the arena, and no problem.
Walking from the parking lot.
Yeah, we're walking. It's maybe 5 minutes away. Walk.
Yeah.
From our car.
Yeah.
A lot of scalpers.
Many more scalpers than Toronto, would you say?
Toronto, yeah.
It seems like, I guess it's almost like if you've never been to First Niagara
Center.
Yeah, then it's kind of like there's 2 main arteries with which to get to the stadium, and the strategically placed scalpers obviously would be all along this vein leading into the venue.
Well, yeah, and I think this year specifically for the Buffalo Sabres, they've had the worst year ever. I mean, they have 6 wins, 2 of which come from Toronto, and they're the bottom of the league. So obviously, even their fans aren't really interested in going to the games because it's garbage. So lots of scalpers because lots of people are trying to sell their tickets, and the Toronto games are the biggest draw because so many fans come from Toronto, from Ontario, right across the border to see the games. When Drew and I were at the game in October want to say October, November, beginning of November.
Yeah, 2 weeks prior.
Oh, 2 weeks ago. Actually, that was not even that long ago.
Yeah.
When we were in the game 2 weeks ago, I would say at least like around 3/4 of the arena was Toronto fans.
Oh yeah.
And I've been to Buffalo games before, and even the Buffalo fans that were sitting near us were saying that they've never seen this many Leafs fans.
Well, I mean, we've also been to Ottawa. We went to
we've been to some games in Ottawa.
Just the one, but
half.
I would say pretty even split. Even that was shocking. I was actually surprised at that.
Yep, half. But in Buffalo, that one time, again, their team was even worse then because they hadn't beat the Leafs. So people were not very interested, and the Leafs, at that point in the season, were quite good. We were, if not first in the Eastern Conference, first, second in the Eastern Conference.
Up
there. So, people didn't show up, and it was just all Toronto fans. The weather was better, not Black Friday. But anyway, so even this time though, when we went, it was about half, I would say. So a lot of Buffalo people selling their tickets or trying to sell their tickets because, they announced a sellout, but I don't think it was. I saw empty seats in the stadium. Some, not many, obviously. But so we get into the
gate.
Arena. Yeah, we get into the gate. Drew's about to pull out his tickets, and all of a sudden he just looks up at us and says, "I lost the tickets."
And they didn't even take me seriously.
And no, Frigger and I looked at him.
I'm like frantically.
We were laughing. We were just giggling anyway. We said, funny joke. And he just deadpan looks us in the eye. He's like, "No, guys, I don't have the tickets." And we're just like, what do you mean you don't have the
And
tickets?
then, for a good 10 minutes, I thought you were messing with me.
Really?
I thought you guys
stole the tickets?
or I handed them and forgot about it, and then...
No, so we made a point. Actually, I think we handled it very well because we made a point not to get upset at all. We were just like, okay, well, we'll go back in.
I was actually genuinely shocked that because think about it. We just drove 2.5-3 hours across the border with your buddies, road trip. Okay, you have one job: take the tickets from the car in the parking lot in this strange city to the stadium. 5-minute walk. Go.
Yeah, the killer thing is that it literally took you, I would say, probably under a minute to lose the tickets.
Yeah, between
from the car
1 and
to
4 minutes.
Whenever you put your coat on, because I think that's probably when they fell out.
I don't know, man.
It took
That back pocket unlock is not so good. And the worst part is that so then we started walking back to try to look for them. Of course, we're not, even if you drop them on this strip.
Oh, there was a constant stream of fans and people walking towards the arena. So right away I knew that there was no chance that we'd find them because if anyone did see us drop them or pick them up, they would have flagged us down. I mean,
if they were nice about it.
If they wanted to.
And if not, they sold it to a scalper.
Right. Like there was no chance that we were going to find someone on the way back that said like, "Oh, you're the guys that dropped the ticket," because they wouldn't wait and then it would have been either an instant thing or nothing. So, but we went, I remember at one point we found something in the snow. There was like a ticket or something.
It was a ticket stub, but it was like
and
a receipt.
It was one of the scalpers picked it up instantly to try to look at it and see what it is, and they just threw it away. They're like, this is not worth our time. But on the way back, and through this whole thing, Drew, I would have to say, deservedly, felt terrible.
Yeah, that's like
Drew.
Not only like us literally dropping the ball.
Yeah, like it's the worst drop of the ball. And I said it's the same thing as if when in a hockey game or any sport, like if you were to score on your own net or something like that.
Oh yeah, I totally scored on our own bro net for a dude's night out. Yeah.
But yeah, and we were trying our hardest when we saw this guy that was already not.
You couldn't have made me feel worse. I don't think it was actually possible.
Oh, we could have made you feel worse.
Yeah,
we could have absolutely made you feel worse. We tried our hardest to not make you feel bad at all. We were just all smiles, and we said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We can just go to a bar." We drove an hour and a half, 2 hours to go to a bar beside the arena that our team is playing in.
This is just as bad listening to it the second time. Just reliving this is awful for
Which
me
was
right now.
ridiculous. But I was happy to do it. You know what? I just want this guy to be happy. I have to drive home with him for another 2 hours. I don't want to deal with that. that level of heartbreak. So I just make him happy. Well, I'm okay. We got to go to a bar. But Drew, to his credit, we didn't find it. Obviously, we told our story to one of the scalpers who I guess overheard us and called us over, and we told them that we dropped our tickets and asked them if they seen anything, and they said they didn't, and they said it sucked. They told us that if we have any of the tickets, they didn't imagine that we dropped all of the tickets.
Yeah, they which one did you lose? We can get you one near the section.
No, but they even said if you have the 2 of the 3, just go to the will call, and they'll maybe be able to print off the 3rd one if you bought them at the same time or whatever. And then when we dropped the bomb on them, we're like, no. This fellow right here
yes, this fellow
was in charge of all the tickets. So then they were shocked. They were like, nobody can help you. So we went to the car, and to Drew's credit, he just he wanted to go to an ATM and take out some cash so we can just get other tickets.
At least get in there, right?
Get in there and watch the game. And we checked the car though, because I thought that maybe they dropped under the car or something like that, but they weren't there. So as we're about to go out to ATM get some more cash, this guy approaches us.
You use the term "guy" pretty liberally. This guy, you got to get a bit of backstory on this fellow. So
this guy was, I can only imagine he was homeless,
or just not doing so good.
Not doing so good. He's at a rough
It was a little bit of like. We were already distraught.
Yeah.
And then this Quasimodo
guy,
fellow.
I have to say that this guy probably looked how we felt.
That is the most perfect analogy. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he was limping.
Cold. He was like, he did not have a proper gait.
Oh yes, and he was oozing bodily fluids from every orifice.
Every orifice on his face.
That we could... I don't want to know about the rest.
I don't know. But on his face, he was streams of just goop were emanating from his nose, his mouth, everything.
Well, and it was cold, so this was freezing to his face. Yeah.
And he was speaking in short breaths as he was trying to not just... He was trying to stem the tide of fluid.
Oh, wow.
But, very nice, I guess. He said he overheard our story, and he offered to sell us tickets for $30 each just to get into the stadium so that we could sit, so we can go to our seats, because we knew where our seats are supposed to be.
Well, but then we were discussing, the issue is that even if we get in, and what if those tickets got picked up and sold and rebought, and those people came in and they're like, they have the tickets, what are we going to say to an usher that says get out? Like, no, these were ours at one point, we swear.
Yeah. Where did you find those tickets? But the issue is that we had this discussion after we bought the tickets from the guy.
Yes.
We bought the tickets from the guy in a real rush. We're like, this is a great deal. Thank you.
Well, let's keep in mind, because we timed it like to the minute. It was 6:55. We thought the game starts at 7.
We thought the game... Well, this was our mistake as well. Not having the tickets to check.
Right.
We thought the game starts at 7. We were in a rush to get to the game. The game actually started at 7:30. We didn't know this until way later. But so we bought these tickets. They weren't even together. 2 of them were together. 1 of them wasn't. I remember when he handed them to us, I was really sketched out. I didn't know if these guys both saw what I was seeing on his face. But
at this point we didn't communicate any of our awkwardness or...
Yeah, well, but it was strange because he obviously knew what he was doing, because he cornered us immediately and gave us this offer we couldn't refuse. It was a great... $30.
Well, face on the tickets was $110 each.
$110 each.
Can you imagine what $110 tickets would go for in Toronto Scout?
Yeah, not $30.
No.
And they were like upper whatever.
Top cheese.
Top cheese. Upper bowl. And so we bought them from him very quickly because we wanted to run to the game to make the puck drop. But we didn't even check the tickets. And I remember at one point I'm like, we should check, as he's handing them to us, not handing them to us. He says, take them out of my hand. I don't know if you remember this.
No.
But he held them, and he's like, take these 2, and then take another one from my other hand. And I was just like, I step back and I am not touching him or the tickets. And I said at one point, I said, hey, you know, we should check if they're together. And I remember Frigger turned to me and he's like, it doesn't matter. We'll just go to our seats. And that's what prompted the whole argument after we bought them of, well, what if somebody's sitting in our seats?
Yeah.
But anyway, so we go into the stadium. We have these fake, or possibly even fake tickets.
Yeah,
we don't even know. This guy was so sketchy, and they were $30. I didn't know. But we're heading to the stadium now, and we get in, and I get Frigger, who is the guy who loves to argue and complain, but you know, he loves to get a deal.
Pontificate.
Yeah, he loves to get a deal, and he loves to kind of stir the pot with the
act thereof, getting a deal. Like,
yeah, right. He loves to speak with the manager, and he wants to escalate.
He's the guy that Rogers call reps.
Yeah,
are really worried about. Yeah,
if you have a phone service department, if you don't want this guy calling you because he will berate you and complain and try to get
just for the sake of it.
Yeah, he loves it. So he said,
"Nice guy, but
nice guy."
Preface this,
sweetheart, absolute sweetheart. But yeah, he loves to try to get a deal and to make someone's life difficult in the process. But yeah, he decided to. He suggested that we check will call and see if anyone turned in the tickets. I guess that was the initial.
Yeah, that was the initial.
Initial thing, to see if anyone turned in the tickets, which was ridiculous because clearly nobody turned in the tickets. They either sold them or used them, but whatever. So we said, "What the heck? We'll try." Because by then we realized that these $30 tickets probably won't do for us what we wanted them to do, and they weren't together, so
yeah,
it would be silly. So we went to will call. We asked if anyone turned in the tickets. Obviously, the answer was no. And then we decided to ask. I think maybe, again, at Frigger's suggestion. I don't remember.
Well, I think I just went for it at that point.
Did you?
Yeah, I was. Oh, I know this is. I said, and the woman was so helpful. I should mention. I should write an email about how helpful she was.
Yeah,
she was.
We
so
don't know
good.
her name though.
I really wish I got her name.
Frigger knew that it was kiosk number 7.
7. Oh yeah, no, it was just incredible. So I was like, I have a crazy question for you. We know who the season ticket holder is that we bought them off of, and it's a set of 3 tickets.
Yeah.
Which is like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, and it was even more specific because he is a season ticket holder of 2 of the tickets. And then the third one is actually a free seat in between a bunch of season ticket holders. It's a free seat that he bought for us from
legitimately through the Sabres through the Buffalo Sabres website.
So I knew his name because I've spoken to him through email many times, and it was a very specific circumstance of how the tickets came to be in this weird combination to make
pattern,
3.
Yeah.
And she looked it up, but she didn't say a word to us.
No, she didn't even say hold on or let me check with my manager.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't give us any visual or verbal cues that this is progressing in any way. We were just standing there waiting for something.
A solid 10 minutes.
Yeah, a while. Until at one point she just goes off to the side.
Disappeared. And we're like, this is really good or this is really bad.
Yeah, and I think either you or Frigger turned to me and said, she's printing the ticket. And she comes back and she just, in a little red envelope, she slides it through the window.
Incredible.
And we just looked at each other, all of us.
And we pretty much grabbed each other's coats and let's go.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it. She reprinted the tickets for us.
Amazing.
It was absolutely incredible.
I cannot express my level of relief, gratitude, and just excitement at that moment.
I can only imagine. It was crazy, and we used the tickets. We ran in to try to use them before possibly whoever bought our tickets or
from a scalper or found them or
tried to get in with them, and maybe it invalidates our tickets or something. So we ran in as Drew wanted to maybe go out and try to sell the $30 tickets or do something with them, but we're like, no, we don't have time. We got to get in. We got to use these now just in case. So we ran in. At the end of the day, we got our tickets back through a method that we were talking about how it would never work in Toronto. I don't think.
Walk up to the ticket desk.
But-
Hey, yeah, I bought these tickets legitimately.
I don't even know. Is there a ticket desk? Because there are never tickets available. It's I think there is one. I think there's one in the Union Station part, but it's really small. It's like two.
Well, yeah, it's because there's not. It's for Raptors games.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so yeah, we decided that there's no way something like this would ever work because there's so much changing of hands of tickets in.
Well, I mean, even if we didn't buy them if we bought them from StubHub or one of the other, those other ticket redistribution methods, then there's just no way, right? Because there's no way to track it who the original ticket holder was.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, it was a wild night,
and then,
actually a wild hockey game.
A wild hockey game, and I have to say, for anyone that's ever considering going to a Buffalo Sabres Toronto Maple Leafs game. Not just the Buffalo Sabres, because that's silly, but a Toronto Maple Leafs game in Buffalo, it's special, and there's an electricity and an energy in the building. Usually before the game, before the Leafs actually start playing, because then it just goes downhill.
Disappointing after that.
But there's so many true Maple Leafs fans, much more than you'll see at Air Canada Centre on most nights. Because people that make the trek, I mean, we all know how Air Canada Centre is famous for being, a lot of it being business owned season seats.
Well, I mean, it's so much money, of course.
And it's so expensive. It's prohibitive for a lot of real fans to go see the games, but they're half price in Buffalo. And the people that make that trek, make that investment to go take the time to go do this, are the people who really want to see the games. And being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, it's a real sight to see everybody in their seats for the puck drop. Everybody in the seats for the national anthem.
Yeah, the lower bowl is packed.
Yeah,
everybody. Well, I mean, and it's also, that building is also a testament to Buffalo Sabres fans, too, because they're just as diehard. That absolutely. Building is loud, and I was really shocked to this.
Yep, and even when they're outnumbered, the Buffalo Sabres fans are loud and they're passionate.
Oh yeah.
And Toronto coming to town really brings the most out of them because they don't like us coming into their building and booing Miller.
The Miller chant.
And
it's gotta be bad for Miller too. Can you imagine just getting chirped in your building so hard?
Quite okay with it.
Oh yeah, he's a Leaf killer.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for him, but yeah, no, it's a very special. I wish we would win there, but it's very, very special seeing games there because, as a hockey fan, I think seeing a rivalry like this with passionate fans,
and it's a true hockey building too. It's not an all-purpose facility. I mean, obviously they use it for other purposes. That's not what I'm intent, but clearly the main intent on this building is to get hockey fans in there. Like, it's cold in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go into like ACC, it's not chilly, it's warm, it's heated.
It's comfortable.
But like it's cool until it gets going.
Yep.
Then it gets bananas.
It's electric. It's awesome.
I would love to see a playoff game in Buffalo, regardless if the Leafs are playing or not. I just think it really feels like a hockey arena.
Absolutely. Yeah, it has that. And again, mostly, I don't know how it would be when the Sabres play anybody else. I've never been, so I can't say. But when the Sabres play the Leafs, and you go in there, it has that weird old-time hockey feel.
Yes.
It has, like, this is a spectacle. When you go to the Air Canada Centre, I maybe people feel that way, but I don't really feel that way because there's so much stuff going on. They're showing previews of movies and on the scoreboard, and they've got all this. It's such a business. It's an entertainment. It's an entertainment
tool.
Machine.
Yeah.
It's an incredible facility. It's one of the best facilities in the league, but it's a all-encompassing, multi-purpose luxury restaurants and things like that. It's everything.
Yeah, I mean, when you can buy sushi. In the arena, then you
exactly. But the Sabres has that really vintage, and it's not old by any means. It's a nice arena, but it has that really like old timey kind of like this game is a spectacle, and the fans make it, and the building makes it, and the teams make everything together.
Yeah, the sightlines are great. You can see each corner of each.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you can say the same thing about is it Scotiabank Place in Ottawa?
It's not anymore.
Oh, isn't it?
No, I don't know what they call it now.
Oh,
Canadian Tire, maybe. I'm not sure.
anyway, but that's kind of the same thing. It's very a corporate feeling. It's like it's more luxury and.
I mean, my issues with the Ottawa Arena are completely different. I don't enjoy spending an hour and a half to getting out of the parking lot and being 50 kilometers away from a city.
Well, it's also it was the most. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to visit the Ottawa Arena, but if it's literally in the middle of a field, like a farmer's field, it looks like. If you're driving along, flat, like what's that large building? Oh, that's where we're gonna go.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's very interesting.
But yeah, so that's our story from Buffalo. I highly recommend going to see a game there.
Yeah, just don't put the tickets in your back pocket.
No, I hope you've chosen a new pocket. I hope research goes into finding a more appropriate pocket. If not, we're going to have to get you one of those chains for your pants.
Oh,
circa
no.
the 90s.
No, that's...
I
don't even know if I did that in the 90s.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's the story. Buffalo's quite a
losing tickets, finding redemption. Ticket redemption.
And then they lost in the end.
And it was sad. But we had a fantastic dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're Scotch.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just a quick shout out to the bartender at the Walden Galleria Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah.
Who I guess in Drew found a fellow Scotch head who was asking all sorts of questions about the Scotch. And when he ordered how do you order Scotch?
I was just looking for a single malt, like just a.
But what do you eat? Like you order a pint of beer? What do you order?
It's just Scotch? A finger of Scotch or whatever.
So anyway, he gave him. I can only describe as.
It's like a bucket.
Yeah, a lot of Scotch, copious amounts of Scotch, and this one order that cost $10.
It's fantastic.
It was crazy. It was at least like 4 fingers of Scotch.
And when we say that, we mean like hold your fingers up to a glass,
and that's how
and then pour out that much. It was
It was crazy because one order, like one unit of measurement of Scotch would be 1 finger. Right?
Yeah, I guess that's the easy measure of an ounce, I suppose.
Yeah. 1 ounce, I guess. Yeah. So it was a lot of Scotch, $10, and the food was delicious. Walden Galleria Cheesecake Factory.
Shout outs.
Sponsored.
Yeah, right.
This segment is sponsored by Solino and Barnes.
Diamond and Diamond.
But yeah, so that was our Buffalo trip, and I think with that we'll wrap this first inaugural episode of
the Bellowing Mastermind.
The Bellowing Mastermind.
Yeah, and for round 2 we'll get all the good stuff, the Twitters and the
well, we have the Bellowing Mastermind Twitter account.
Well, here's an interesting little tidbit. There's too many characters in Bellowing Mastermind for a Twitter. Full Twitter handle.
Interesting.
Yeah. So right now, Twitter is suggesting the Bellowing Master.
Oh,
which I almost
don't mind that at all.
I almost like more.
The Bellowing Master. I like that a lot.
That's what it is then.
The Bellowing Master.
With the final stroke of a pen.
Twitter has
determined.
Yeah.
The Bellowing Master. Well,
that's it.
The
Bellowing Master. Join us on Twitter. Let us know what you thought about this first episode. Let us know what you think we should talk about next. We're going to use this as a platform to discuss kind of our own funny experiences, anything that happens that we think is interesting. Movies, shows, technology.
Yeah,
we love technology, games,
sports,
things like that. Sports, music.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a variety show.
With a lot of trash talk.
Yeah. And we hope to have some guests.
Oh, we will have guests. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we'll catch you next time. Tudor and Drew. Bellowing Master.
The Bellowing Master. The Bellowing Master. The Bellowing Master.